So you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. Here it is, a tutorial on how to ride, or get started, by yours truly, Retrospective. And we're going to be starting on a 300cc, which is a basic beginner class, and it's a good starter bike for anybody starting in the United States or the UK. There's a couple things to learn before you get started, and that's going to be basically, one, the controls, how to start the bike, what the basic functions of each part are, and how to use each part to your best nature, or to your best capabilities. So to start off, I'll start on the right side of the bike since we're on the right side. The first thing we have here is our right footrest and rear foot brake. Now this controls the rear brake caliper in the back, and there's rear brake fluid right here. And basically every time you press that, your light will turn on and you'll start using your rear brakes. Now we'll move up to the hand controls. If you want to use your front brake, you just squeeze this front one, but don't squeeze it too hard because it will kind of buck you or lock up the front wheel and cause you to possibly fall. This is your throttle, which is if you give it gas, it'll go faster, obviously. These little switches and buttons over here is the starter switch and ignition button. So that way, that's how you turn on your bike after you have the key in the on position. Obviously, you have a mirror on the right side to see if anybody is behind you, or before you change lanes, you want to make sure that the lane is clear. So on the left side of the bike, we'll start at the footrest again. On this side, you have your shift lever, which if you click it once down, it'll go to neutral. That's if you're sitting in second. But if you're in neutral, you want to click once down to go to first, and it's kind of like a half joint. So if you click like halfway up, you'll go back into neutral, and then if you click halfway up again, you'll go into second. And then after that, it's third, fourth, fifth, and sixth is all the gears that you can go up. But between first and second, there's like a half gear, which is neutral. So you have to find that click point where it engages or disengages neutral or first or second. Basic function to be able to control that would be your clutch lever. You pull this in basically whenever you want to shift your gear to higher or lower gears. And you also have to rev match at the same time you're doing that to make sure that you're actually not causing the engine to overheat or the transmission to slip out. Now, right here, I have one extra function than a few other motorcycles, which is the pass button, or the pass trigger, which all that does is flashes my high beam, like I want to pass you. If you're not moving over to the right lane, I can say, hey, move over so I can pass you. Another thing would be my high beam, low beam switch. Right now it's set the low beam. If I click that up, it's going to set the high beam. It's also going to let you know on the dashboard. Right here is just the left and right signals, so that way you can trigger which way you're turning to the people behind you. And then directly under that, you might be able to see me pressing that button, which is the horn, and it's a kind of a low sounding horn, but it's quite louder than my exhaust because this is obviously a low engine bike. So today I'm going to be teaching my friend how to ride a motorcycle today and get him started on what to do. Basically, what he's going to be doing is basically a lot of things that you guys should be doing, but you won't be seeing him really much at all because he does not want to be in the video, so we'll keep him out of the video as much as possible. So here we go. It's time to get started. Alright, go ahead and grab both of them.
That is a really sensitive one.
So the next thing would be shifting in the first gear, so go ahead and do that now. So right now I'm just showing him the little technique to do, which is rocking back and forth, basically getting used to the friction zone of the clutch and how that works. And he's basically just learning the way that the clutch feels, getting used to that, because that can be kind of strange for newer people to get used to. So it's best that he gets used to his clutch before he tries to get used to the throttle at all. The clutch is something that is very useful in slow maneuvers and in any maneuver, really. Your clutch is a main tool on your motorcycle that you need to use when you're riding. So right now I'm kind of just letting him get used to riding it in a straight line, and he's getting pretty comfortable with that. All right, go ahead. Oh, that's all right. So right now I'm having him just go left and right a little bit inside of this area, and he's kind of doing okay with that. He seems to be okay doing the balancing and coming to a stop, which is good. So he seems to feel pretty comfortable on it, and he should be pretty prepared for the MSF course to be taking a test on there actually. But I'm gonna have to teach him a few more maneuvers a little bit later on probably. Alright, so right now he's just going up and down a few times to get his confidence right. He's telling me that he thinks if he goes up and down a few times, he might get a little bit more used to it, get used to riding it and balancing. I mean, he's doing a pretty good job at balancing it and, riding it. He hasn't dropped it. He stalled it a few times, but that's in everybody's usual learning experience is a stall or two here or there. But he's doing pretty good. I told him that the MSF course is going to teach him a lot more than I can teach him. And probably in our next video, or in my next video with him learning, hopefully I can take him to the actual spot where they do the MSF course and show him how to do slow maneuvers inside the little boxes that they have. Get him used to riding slower and, I don't know, just balancing overall and just learning how to ride better. But that'll come with time and experience. He sped up a little bit. Looks like he's enjoying it, but he sped up a little bit. Looks like he might be liking it. Again, getting better with the U-turns, slowly but surely. I'm gonna take a seat right here. I told him he can go back and forth a few times, so that's when I'm just making sure he's alright while he's doing it. Also, I got new batteries in my audio recorder, so that way it doesn't actually turn off, but I might be using some footage from the actual camera itself and using some of that audio too. But in my next video, or one of my next few videos, I'm going to be doing a high school trip video, because where I used to go to high school was actually pretty cool. I learned a lot there, and even learned how to work on electronics and small things. So I definitely want to show you guys that, since you seem to enjoy the other school video and the haunted prison. Might want to try to go in the haunted prison at some point. And also check out my high school so that I can talk about that a little bit with you guys. Right now he's using a little bit of the throttle, getting used to that. And he's basically learning how to feather the clutch, use the throttle, and I told him to stay in first gear so that way he's just getting used to it. He's not going to go speeding off, although my bike does go at least 40 to 45 miles an hour just in first gear alone. So if he really wanted to, he could kind of do some damage, but I told him feather clutch and don't use the throttle that much, because he saw how reactive it was when he actually he leaned on the throttle in neutral and he heard it rev up really quickly, and he heard, oh wow, that's really sensitive. And I said, yep, that's a motorcycle. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like below, as well as a comment telling me what was your favorite part, if you learned anything. I'm going to be making new types of videos all the time, so be sure to check it out and subscribe if you haven't already below, so that way you get basically updates whenever I'm about to upload, as well as hit that bell so that way you know for sure when I upload. You'll get notified on your phone or your computer or your laptop or anything. You'll get notified. Until next time, guys, ride safe, stay classy, and have a great day. Peace out.